What if I tell you guys that the video you guys just saw has been completely generated with the power of Claude Code and Masonry, because now we have our own CLI that you can give it to Claude Code and it can actually now get the power of generating images and videos for you of any kind that you want. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough how this video was made, what was my process to get this done from Claude Code and Masonry. So let me quickly jump into it and show you. What I had in mind was a very simple thing. I had a product listing over here from Urban Outfitters, which was a Casey Fox leather moto jacket in honey color. And I observed that there's no video for this particular catalog page, which is available. So I thought, whether it's for a catalog page, a brand needs a video, or it's going to be an ad video, I just went to Claude Code and typed in a very simple basic prompt that I want to create a video ad for promoting this particular product. And I gave it the link and precisely defined that it should be a 15-second video, come up with a plan of action that how we will gonna make this particular video and get all the images which are available in this product display page, so that will be the assets that we're going to use in generating the video. So what Claude did is it went onto the particular website, obviously couldn't directly fetch it, but as Claude is, that it was able to figure some of the other way out and went on different websites to figure out where is this listing available, and was later able to figure it out and get all the images of the product done. So as you can see in the folder over here, that it has all the images. Obviously at different website there might be other images also available. So it got in the black color also, it got into the honey color also, and the last is basically a rose pink color as well. So what I explicitly asked Claude is to come up with a plan that how we're gonna make this video. It analyzed the entire product, what the product is all about, what are the features of the particular product, styling as shown in the catalog, and for every file that it has downloaded now has a complete understanding what is the kind of shot it is. And all the images are saved over here, as you can see. This is the proposed plan of how the 15-second video ad should be. So the concept is here, the tone and mood of the video is here, the music suggestion is here, and a scene by scene breakdown is suggested by Claude Code that how we can actually do this. So the model that actually I'm using is Opus 4.6, which is quite good. So in this case, every scene is broken down, timestamps are already here. And now the main part comes that how we're gonna generate video, because Claude directly can't make a video unless you will give the capability of Masonry CLI to it, so that it has access to all the image and video models to get it done. Over here, I just gave a very, very simple command that I want to only make the video for the honey color jacket and just assume that the black and rose are no longer in stock. So what I did is revise the entire plan just to stick to the honey color jacket that was available. And here is the final summary. Later, what I did is just a simple prompt. I just gave a simple prompt that npx masonry CLI install now. And if you want access of it, all you need to do is go to Masonry right now and just click on the CLI from the header, and you will have the command. You can just directly copy this. It'll ask you to authenticate with a login. And once you're logged in, you're into the product as well. And also Claude Code will have access to all the features of Masonry with itself. What's most important is the workflow coming up. So over here, I have clearly defined how we're going to approach this. So my approach is very simple, as you can read also, that the first step is to break down each scenes into shots which are required, understand each scene, and give me the prompts for Nano Banana 2, because the images that we just saw, which are right here, are of not that great quality, in my opinion. So if we directly feed these images to a video model, it'll not be very great. In this case, we're going to use Nano Banana 2 to improve these images so that we get a perfect start frames for our videos. And for that, I have clearly mentioned that we'll use Nano Banana 2 to generate images. Once I have the prompts of all the images, I will review those prompts so that I'm very clearly actually having a vision in my mind that how this is going to look like. And after that, once I'm aligned with all the images that are generated, then we're going to jump into the video creation part. So it's exactly the same process that I have mentioned in this prompt. And obviously I've mentioned over here some models as well that we're going to use. And later, just by my choice, I switch to other models to see what will work better with this kind of images, right? So over here, Claude figures out that it has Nano Banana 2. It has the image style reference and image mix as well. So it can give reference images and generate other images like we generally do if we directly go to any of these image generation models. Over here now, if you see, the complete scene by scene breakdown is done, where the prompt and the reference image is very, very clearly specified for each shot that we're going to use in the video generation phase. So this is for the entire 15 seconds. Obviously, there are some of the iterations that I have mentioned. So I just prompted that make sure the prompts have the 180p resolution, which was missing. It's better if you specify that so that the quality of images are good. And then what Claude Code does is figures out that Nano Banana 2 actually has 180p, which is the 2K option also available. So automatically the quality of images will be better. So it updated all the prompts with 2K resolution and enhanced quality description. And as you can see, now the prompts are updated with the reference, with the size, and obviously this is going to give us better results. So once this whole process of all the prompts are done over here, it has a quick reference for every shot one by one, what the scene would be, what will the resolution, and what is the reference image it's going to pass. Great. Over here, I just give the command that let's go ahead and make the images. Let's quickly review these images. So over here, these are the images that it generated, and obviously made some of them actually didn't look good to me because this color of the jacket has changed a little and some of the images were off in terms of the pins that were there were not aligned with the correct color. So I just went ahead with Claude, brainstormed a little more and asked it to fix all these things over here. Okay. Over here, I have just, for the safety reasons, asked it to organize the final ones in a subfolder. So we are aligned. And as you can see, there's a final folder now where all the final images are right here done. So we can move ahead with generating the video part. Over here, all the 8 images are frozen. I give alignment of this, that great. Now the process of video generation is that I'm going to ask it to write video prompts, and it's very important that I explicitly mention that look at all the images first so that the sequencing of each shot looks appropriate, and make sure you use these images in the reference of the video, right? So over here, what Claude does is understands all the shots that are generated and then goes ahead and writes the prompt for Kling model. Over here, that's again because it has access to Kling, so it's using that. You can specify any of the models and it will actually switch the model, which I'm going to do right after this chat and show you how it's done. So these are some of the basic prompts that what will be the start frame. And as you can see, it's giving the reference of the image that it has generated as a start frame, which will be used, and then the prompt. And this is the same process that we have followed for the images. It's very similar to the video as well. What I've done is for video generation, I want you to review the final prompts with correct sequencing, also change the model from Kling to Seedance 1.5 Pro and write prompts for Seedance 1.5. Do your research and find out the right way to prompt Seedance. So then again, Claude goes, does the web search, figures out what are the right techniques and tactics to actually prompt Seedance 1.5. And as you can see now, the prompts have changed as compared to what the prompts for Kling were. So every model has some kind of, you will say, guidelines of the way they behave or the kind of data they would have been trained on. It depends on the kind of quality of video you're going to get. So the video that you saw at the end was generated with the power of Nano Banana 2 and Seedance 1.5. Over here, I have kind of again looked at these prompts and given again a set of feedback. Over here in like the prompts doesn't have a production grade quality references, camera name, lenses and all. And once I've specified, it has also gone into more details. Now the camera, lens, color signs, frame, lighting, depth of field, aspect ratio, everything is very clearly defined. And now the prompt looks more better. And now I can very clearly imagine that how this will be. This was all done because I mentioned that this is a production quality ad, and then Claude is smart. It understands that what is the output that you're expecting, and it just goes ahead and writes the prompt again for all the videos that are supposed to be done. Yeah, over here I just mentioned we will generate each clips one by one. So the main thing is that I first want to review one video. If the one video that is coming out great, then we will move ahead with the further videos. So if you can see over here, there are all these different clips that have been made with sound effects. These are all the images that we just gave. And these all video clips we're going to use in the final video. So clip 1 is all here. And now just I give one prompt at one shot that generate remaining clips now. And what it does is at one shot, it just starts generating all the other clips, which while you're doing it manually would have taken you a bit of more time, to be honest. Now I wanted the editing part of the video. So what I did is I gave it my 11 Labs key, and once I gave the key to it, it was able to get the music generation part sorted, because for video to come out perfectly, I want the music first to come on a timeline. And if I know the beats, it will be very much easier for me to prompt and for Claude to understand where to make the cuts in the video so that the entire stitching of the video looks perfect. So here is very simple. I have just given the key and I want you to use this and save it for future videos in your memory. We will first make the audio, which is commercial ad music kind of a thing, for 15 seconds. Once we have the music beats in place, then we're going to move further and then stitch the video. This is the music that got done. Yeah, like that's the music part that was done. And now what I've done is that I've given multiple feedback and given the kind of video that I want it to be. So the music in the beginning starts to fade in, the kind of effect which I don't want. I should have a punchy beginning. Remember, the audio is fine. You can actually build on top of it. And there's a detail of prompts. Don't worry, if you want a complete workflow of it, I can send it to you. Everything, if you comment below that you want the link of this, how to set it up, I'll help you and guide you on that. But this is just to give them a guideline that how each of the clip has to be used, what part of it is more important. And yeah, once this whole process is done, with couple of iterations, the music doesn't go till end. It's just about the feedback of the editing part, that if you would sit down with an editor and you would get the same feedback, it's exactly the kind of feedbacks I'm just giving it to Claude to get it done. And that's pretty much it, what I've done like 2-3 times to try it out. And finally, the video that you guys saw at the beginning, so I had a couple of versions made over here. I can just show you that the V3 is there, where this clip is very fast. And in other versions, the clip is very slow. So yeah, like I didn't like a couple of them, and I finally settled with this version, which is what you saw in the beginning. I can go further. I can just ask Claude now to just put more text on top of it. I can just keep going on and on to make it to the next level. But this was a very quick walkthrough to show you that how now you can actually give Masonry CLI to Claude Code, and it will do wonders for you in your video creation process. If you have any doubts and questions, please drop comment below and I will help you with any answers that you're looking at. Thank you so much. Have a great day.